Kajiado County is where I represent as a reporter for the local newspaper. And I remember very well on or about 30th of May 2015, Kajiado County Governor at the time was David Ngedienye. He invited journalists to go and attend a forum on land reforms launch that was held at Maasai Technical Institute. This is where all the leaders from the national government and the county government converged for the policy paper that had been approved by the county assembly. And the governor was going to talk on issues touching on land. Previously, prior to that same day, there have been issues about land in the county. The governor at the time was Ngedienye, and he was known to be very fine on issues land. And he had many times accused the county provincial commissioner of interfering with land matters. We attended that day, the launch, and several issues came up. The first speaker was the county commissioner, who talked about his fight in defense of land rights in the area. But when the governor came in, he rebuked the county commissioner.
And I don't care whether you are sent here by who, hata kama unafanyia kazi nini. And again, Bwana County Commissioner, when you say you protect the interests of the Constitution, hii ni bunge, hao wanakaa hapo.
His name is Harsama Kello. And he even called Harsama Kello a land grabber. In the event, as he was rebuking the county commissioner, I saw the commissioner shedding tears. And I assumed that, I think that those, whatever he had mentioned weighed heavily on the part of the county commissioner. And I assumed that he was actually crying over the governor's remarks. So in that event, I had to file a story about what transpired on that day. That was on 30th May, and on 2nd of June, the Star published the story titled County Commissioner Cries After He Was Rebuked by the Governor. That one marked the beginning of my torments. After the story came out, the county commissioner decided to sue me under defamation. Defamation. He claimed I defamed him, and he ordered the police to crack me down. I was arrested, and I recorded statements, and I was charged under Section 194 of the Penal Code. And I informed my employer, who actually advised me to seek for a lawyer to represent me when I first appeared in court. And the bail was very high, and my lawyer was able to argue the case until it was reduced to about 10,000 from 100,000 shillings. It is from there that we started now attending court. Article 19 came in and tried to assist me in this matter. My counsel from Article 19 was Demas Kimtai, and I briefed him on what happened. He wanted evidence to help him pursue my case in court. And as we moved on, the Star was also roped into the matter, and I was advised that we should seek constitutional redress on the same matter, because we've been hearing that that section of the penal code is no longer in existence. So my employer tried to raise money to help me in this case. He went to the High Court. I was represented by several lawyers in Nairobi in the High Court, and Kimutai was also among those lawyers who went to the High Court, as the case that was in Kajiado, the criminal case, was going on. Somewhere in between, Kimutai came to Kajiado, and he briefed the presiding magistrate that the matter is in the High Court, and it was good that they wait for the final ruling at the High Court so that the case can continue. And I remember on July 12, 2017, Justice Mativo took up the matter, and he was going to rule on my petition case, which he dismissed. This case, as he argued, had been earlier determined. There is also somebody who had been taken to court, and the same matter was thrown out of court. So Mativo was just wondering why the lower court could not abide by the earlier decision that had been made in the High Court, and actually dismissed this case and ordered that the Kajiado court be served with his ruling. But surprisingly, the magistrate who came to take over this case in Kajiado refused to even look at the rulings of Mativo. And after consulting with Justice Nyakundi, who is in charge of Kajiado High Court, he told me to take a copy of that ruling and hand it over to the magistrate. After doing so, she gave me a date that she's also going to rule on whether to drop that case in the lower court, and she did not do it at the time he had given. He had given us about a week. We went back with my lawyers to the court, and she said that she was not even aware of it. And after searching through the files, we brought forth the file to her, and she realized that actually she had even given a date for the judgment. And she decided that she will decide on another date. As we speak now, my case is still pending despite the judgment that was delivered in the High Court. So I've been in constant touch with my counsel from Article 19 over the same, and he decided that he's going to write another letter to the presiding judge in Kajiado to deliberate on the same. So that is my story. It had been a journey that was quite tormenting. My family, my children, they were aware of it. I remember when the policemen came, they tracked me down. And they came up to my house. Even prior to that, people were calling, asking where I live. So there were many torments from all over. And again, looking at the complainant, he's a county commissioner. He's not a small person. And he can decide to do anything on my life. So I was worried that I cannot move freely. Anything can happen. But I'm happy, I'm really happy with Article 19. They came to my defense, working closely with my employer, the Star. The Star had to get out of its way to to seek funds. Taking a case of such magnitude to the High Court requires tough lawyers. We must have spent close to 3 million on this. So you see, it's not a cheap thing.